Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And some space here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
That's good for a Jacksonville first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
Out of the gun, Luck. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Hey, high 7.
Now it's Love. The open man is Westbrook. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. A shotgun snap for Locke. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 36. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you. 11.
From the gun, here's Love. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Here's Fournette. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. The kick by Lambeau is good. They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're happy about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay, because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Check 4, check 4. Check safety, check safety.
He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 32-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is now 10-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, easy.
We got motion. Back up.
Here's Breeze to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
59. Mike is 59.
Hey, easy.
Pretty quiet, team. Pretty quiet. Mike's 59.
36.
I can't believe they even let you play. Mike's 5'9". Mike's 5'9".
Hey, Haywood.
It's gonna be a long day, offense. It's gonna be a long day.
Snap comes at 1. And now Breeze. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. A Jacksonville 1st down on a pickup of 17. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Luck now 8 of 8 throwing the ball in this 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
11 B.
4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic. I don't think you got it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Luck dumps it off to Fournette. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Hey, Alpha.
Now Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
Nice pick.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check 31. Check 31.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and now it's 3rd down.
Ready. 95-56. Here we go.
Rap.
Hey, easy.
59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Kill.
I got you, son. Mike's 59.
Smooth.
59. Here we go. Mike's 59.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. In the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
For this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Now Lott. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 26.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And the Saints, 1st down.
Ready? Yellow lady, yellow lady.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going quickly here to Thomas. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Bree's going to come up here, 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Hey, Delta.
Hey, look, 48. Hey, you don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Defense wins championship.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now, Breeze again. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 32-yard line. Breeze now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Check 43. Easy. Plus 59. Let's go. 21.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Hey, box drop.
Bandit.
Again, it's Breeze. And that's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Breeze to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Whoa.
Mike 5'9",
Shotgun now for Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will take the lead at 13-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A pass there, complete to Westbrook. Takes us up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To throw is locked. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
0-2.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Ready, yellow waiting, kill. Come on. 59 Mike, check, 59. Hey, exit. Check. 12. 61, matchbox lights. Mike is 59, Mike to 59. Here we go.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Hey, alert 3. Hey, kill. 13. X3, 218, chopper.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. It'll be a gain of 3 on what should be the final play of this first half. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Go.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. Thomas has got it, complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Get him, boy. Gain of 10 yards, and it's third down.
48, 5-8.
You ain't going nowhere.
Check, crunch. Easy, opposite.
48 to Mike.
Here we go.
Check, 48's to Mike.
5.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Ready, 95-56.
Let's go.
Undercut, kill. 21.
From the gun, it's Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Breeze now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
11. 48. Hey,
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Hey, when you're thinking about your opening drive in the 3rd quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, I'm just sitting back in my chair. Let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Check. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check nickel.
Kill.
A 10th carry for Kamara. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. General West.
10. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Rush in.
5-9.
Now Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
To throw again on second down. Breeze. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33.
Check. 5-9. Drop deep. Check. Check 3. No. Over.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Check. You draw Porter. He's checking crack.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
The Jaguars take over. Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Back to throw. Love. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
It's a gain of 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, easy.
Mike 59.
Hey, Orbit.
Here I come. Here I come.
36.
Mike 59.
On first and 10, here's Breeze. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very solid gain of 27.
First down, New Orleans.
Ready.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now Breeze. Escaping the pressure right. Going for it all. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25.
Hey, watch it.
Kill. Hey, Charlie.
59 Mike. Check, 59. Hey, me and you all day.
Ready?
I'm coming after you.
Hey, Team 6. Ready, take.
Now Breeze. And he comes back with one complete. Call it a pickup of 7. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Watch safety green.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Hey, kill. 80 weapon.
Now Kamara. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
5-1. You got me right. Don't be scared. Hey, high 7.
59 Mike. Check.
Here we go. On me.
On second and 7, Breeze. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Hey, kill.
kill! You kill! Mike's 59! Mike's 59! Hey, Haywood! Hey, man up, D! Man up, D! Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
On third and long, it's Breeze. And that's complete to Sanders. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
A 32-yard attempt.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Luck now to throw. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Get in the weight room. Mike 56, Mike 56. Cut.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go with a big back foot end. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Doug Marrone can only shake his head. His guys are turned away. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Opposite.
They'll run. This is Kamara. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Check. First down. Hey, easy. Hey, easy. Mike is 59. Mike's the 59. You don't know no better. Here we go. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. I got you. Mike's 5'9". Mike's 5'9".
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Breeze now. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. The kick by Lutz is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Past the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This to get it back to a 1-score game. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll move them back within 6 now. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. So the field goal means we're back to a 1-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Jaguars' 26-yard line.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. 59.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Saints, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.